2019 meeting of the Acushnet Public Library Board of Trustees. We are being audio and videotaped. We do have a quorum. We are going out of order as we do every year following the Springtown election. Our first item of business will be to elect officers. This board has two officer positions, chair and secretary. As stated in this board's bylaws, officers shall be elected by the general consensus of the board and take office at the first regular meeting following the town election, which is typically the first Monday in April. As we do not currently have a chair, as your secretary, I can serve as acting chair and facilitate the election of officers if no one has any objections. Okay, does anyone wish to volunteer for chair or secretary, or to recommend or nominate someone for either position?
I would like to nominate Jen Els for our chairperson. Do you accept the nomination?
I accept the nomination. Thank you.
Second.
We have a motion, we need, all in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay, Jen will be the chair, and I will continue as secretary if there are no objections.
No objections.
Do we need a motion?
Yes.
I make a motion to keep
Second.
Jen as Jerry as our secretary.
Second.
Okay, thank you. Then Jen,
All in favor.
all in favor?
Aye.
Thank you. Now that officers have been elected, the next item will be Jen.
Thank you. Now that the officers have been elected, we'll be going back to the first item on the agenda, which is the Secretary's report from March 27th, 2019. Does anyone have any clarifications to the minutes or questions? If not, we need a motion to accept.
I accept the, make a motion to accept the minutes of the last meeting.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Thank you. Next item on the agenda is the financial report that Dina has provided. Can you walk us through anything?
Yes, I will. First of all, thank you for being our chair, Jen, and thank you to Jerry for continuing as secretary. And we do have a new board member, so thank you, Stephen, for joining our board, like coming on board. And to catch you up, we're in the final quarter of the fiscal year now, so we're in the fourth quarter, and we are right about where we need to be in terms of the salary lines. We're at 74.3% total spent out, so we're doing fine with the salary. And in terms of operating, we're 91% spent out. But just as a recap, since Stephen's new with us, the tech support line, as well as the sales line, those have been spent out since July of last year. So we were doing, we always look like we're a little overspent, in other words, but we're just about where we need to be with energy. We are, if you jump all the way down to material, we're 99.9% spent out on our material line, which is typically what happens at this time of year. This is the time of year where we revert to paying for the rest of our material for this fiscal year through state aid funds. We need to spend approximately $41,000 on material this fiscal year, and we have $26,000 from the town, so the remaining money will be, material will be purchased through the revolving fund and the state aid accounts. So please don't worry when you see that 99.9% spent out. Other than that, everything is pretty much in line. It's status quo, really, from the last time we met. Our travel line has seen very little action this year. I have not attended any conferences yet this year. I am trying to attend a conference in May. And I'm also trying to make arrangements for 2 other staff members to attend with me, at least for one day. So we'll see that line spent a little bit more in the coming months, but we most likely will not spend that full $1,000 this fiscal year. But other than that, everything is sort of how it has been. 78.2% spent out for the last quarter. I think we're pretty on target. Yes, please have a question.
About the energy line.
Yes.
Does that seem better, worse, same as last year?
It's just about the same as last year. We're right about where we were. Also, when we get the Eversource bills were primarily about where we were last year. If one month is a little bit higher, then the next month seems to comparatively be a little bit lower. So we do seem to be evening out. The water bill did go up a little bit this year, which comes from that line. And I think in part, it's just we're busier. So there's more use of water within the building. When I got the first bill that was higher, I actually called the DPW to discuss that, and I worried that there was a leak or something was wrong, but no, it's just that we're seeing more usage, so.
Interesting.
Yeah. But no, we're right about where we were last year, so I'm
Looks like
hoping.
you still got quite a bit of money left there. So.
Right, we still have 3 Eversource bills that will come out of that, so as long as those bills are as long as they compare to last year's, then we're fine.
Looks good. Nice job.
Thanks.
Does anyone else have any questions? No. We need a motion to accept.
I move we accept.
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
That's all for the agenda for today. Do we want to set the date for the next meeting?
If we can, that'd be great. Which will be, that meeting will be longer than this one.
Stephen, do you have days that work better for you?
Well, I have another board meeting on Wednesday, but that's usually at 1 o'clock.
Okay.
Usually it's the third, but it won't affect, it's third Wednesday of the month, usually.
Okay. All right. We don't
So
need
Wednesdays
one.
could work then?
Yeah,
for
for
you?
the most part,
Okay.
yes.
Great.
We generally meet at 4:30. Does that work better for you than
That works,
4?
4:30 works, yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
it's 4:30 still?
4:30 is fine.
All right, so what are we looking at?
Now, I know the last time we had met, April 24th was not good, so I want to just confirm that that hasn't changed.
Correct.
So we'll be going into May.
May 1st?
May 1st, we have a Girl Scout troop that meets in this room at 5:30. So if we wanted to meet on May 1st, we'd have to meet at 4. If not, we could do May 8th, if May 8th is an open date for people.
Either one.
May 8th is fine for me.
Okay.
Fine for
May
me.
8th,
I
is
believe
that
it
work?
is, yes.
Does that work for everyone?
Check.
So if we did May 8th at 4:30,
Yeah, that's a Wednesday?
that's a
Yes.
Wednesday, yes. But then we can keep the 4:30 and then not be worried about clearing out for 5:30.
Especially
for
if
our
it's longer.
really nice Girl Scout troop, yeah.
Okay, so the next meeting's set for May 8th at 4:30. And we have no other business, so we need a motion to adjourn.
I'll make a motion to adjourn.
Second it.
All in favor?
Aye.